I'm Joey, and you found my crafting page here on YouTube called Created in Awe with Joey. Sorry, I'm still waking up, and it's hard to believe. I definitely look puffy. I have been running and gunning. We have already gone to do grocery pickup, get a prescription, pick up a couple of things back home, put some groceries away, and we're ready to craft. And I'm still feeling like I'm waking up. I apologize. If you're coming in to see live, please chat with me while you're here. If you're catching this later on, drop something in the comments to let me know what you think of the project. We are crafting live, so I will be chatting a lot, talking a lot about what we're doing, and I hope you enjoy it. If you do, maybe you will like and subscribe and come back and see more. I have more on Facebook as well. So let's get this pulled up. See if our sound is good. Yes, it is. And I am going to share this over to Facebook. I don't know what your screen looks like. Usually there's a little button somewhere that looks like an arrow if you want to share it over somewhere. Or at least there is the thumbs up. You can like it. And somewhere is a bell. Maybe you can subscribe. I don't even know. I don't really pay close enough attention, unfortunately. Let me get this put over on Facebook. See if anybody wants to join us from over there, because I have a lot more people that follow that page, and I'm trying to show them my YouTube page. So thank you for being here. Okay, it's going to take a while. Found out that our router needs to be replaced, and I think that causes some of my slow connection on things. I see Patricia and Marlene and Jenny. Hello, hello. Thank you for being here. Let's go ahead and, nope, not going to expand it because then I can't see the chat. Judy's here. Hello. Okay, we have I say it's a non-seasonal project. We have a whole lot going on right now with Magnolia that has just been releasing over the past several weeks of fall and now Christmas designs. I didn't bring my stack of new releases for this week in here with me, unfortunately, but I'll show them to you over on Facebook. If you'll go over there and see, I will make a post over in a group, and then I'll put it on my main page. So I will show you what's coming up tomorrow, brand new releases. I also have a mystery hostess party going over on Facebook. If you want information on that, let me know. Right now it is September 3rd, 2024, so it only goes through the 15th of September if you're watching this later on. But I regularly do these, so just drop me a question somewhere and I will see if I can get information back to you. I think I saw Becca is here. Oh, I'm so glad he liked the shirt. I loved it. I saw the pictures of it. It looked so good. Becca used this stencil back here, Excuse the Noise football season, and our varsity numbers, and did her dad a t-shirt that said it's football season with his high school numbers on the sleeve. It was just adorable. I might have to try to come up with something like that for my husband because he played football in high school too. Anyway, today's project, let me get this out of the plastic sleeve so that you can see it better without a glare. It is called Let Everything, which I think is just a really, really nice reminder to have anywhere around your home or in your office at work, or you can put it on a shirt if you like to, a tote bag. I think it would make a really cute tote bag. So you can see Let Everything that has, can't read it backward, breath, praise the Lord. I don't know why I didn't. Psalms that 150 and 6. Sorry, I keep flipping it around. Can you see it? So pretty. And all these little details, you could really get creative with your colors and do the flowers all different colors and the leaves, and even, there's some little like dots and doodles. I think it's so pretty. I mean, look at all the details. I think it's gorgeous. And I'm going to put it on the back of one of the Magnolia white door hangers. Now it comes in a pack of 2, so I've already used one for something else. And so this is just one of them. It's a chalky paint finish front and back, so you can make it double-sided if you want to. And since it comes with 2, I've seen a lot of people like to do an overall pattern of some kind on one and then overlap it at like a diagonal with something like this that has words on it. And I think that's super cute. I haven't done that in a long time. This time I was just going to do the one since that's what I have open. And it comes with jute if you want to use that as your hanger. I did put my Magnolia shop in the description of this video. That's about as far as I got. I will come back and add more detail of paint colors and, you know, how to get to my Facebook page and all of that. So, hello, thank you for sharing, Miss Patricia. Yes, I saw those pictures, Becca. That was awesome. And just seeing, oh, Christina's here. Hello, Christina with a rust-covered cottage. If you haven't seen some of my other videos here on YouTube and over on Facebook, I do wood kits from her website, and I have an affiliate with them. So check those videos out. If you have any questions, let me know. You're Lions fans, Jenny says. That's awesome. And what's cool is, can you see? You can't. Can you see? These are helmets right here, the little yellow or the orange and the red. The stencil comes with the helmet design, a single one. And you can make that helmet whatever color you want. We have a family that is divided. My husband graduated from the University of Oklahoma, and I graduated from Oklahoma State University, which is a huge rivalry here in Oklahoma. So, of course, I made a helmet in orange, and then I kind of overlapped it on top of a red helmet. So we have our little bedlam thing that goes on. It's a lot of fun. So I am going to paint our tag today. I want the background to be kind of an ombre look. I like to do the ombre. I'm going to do an ombre to the background, and I'm going to do my design all in one color. Now, you don't even have to paint the background of these tags. You can leave it white, and you can do all kinds of colors. You could do black on everything, green, you could do purple, you could do red, yellow, orange, brown, whatever your color scheme is, you can do on these in all one color or multiple colors. So I thought, let's kind of do a background today. So we're going to do an ombre first, and I'm only going to paint the front. I'm going to leave the outside edges in the white for now. There's a chance I might come back and change it to one of the colors we're using, but we're going to have to wait and see, because I always try to leave it so I can do the back of my tag in something else if I want to. I get double use out of as many surfaces as I can. So we're going with greens. And what I'm picking, the majority of it is going to be moss from Waverly. That's kind of the midsection. I do want to make it get a little bit lighter up at the top, so I'm going to use some plaster color from Waverly to blend with it in the top, and then I'm going to use ink, a black color, to blend with it down at the bottom to make it darker. Just a little bit, okay? So I don't want it to be a solid black. I want it to be a mix. So I'm going to go ahead and mix the color, and then we're going to go from there. I'm going to get a little tray here, and we are going to pour some color in. So actually not a lot. Whoop. As little as I can get away with doing without spilling everywhere. So there is, oh, I don't know, maybe a teaspoon. Like, you're gonna measure it. I hope you don't. I hope you just eyeball it. And I'm gonna get this ink out. Since I only want a little bit, I'm gonna go ahead and get a paintbrush, and then I'll use that to mix. So we're gonna start. I'm going to slide this up. Hope you can see it okay. I think you can get comments off the screen. If anybody can tell me for sure. I don't know. If you're on a phone and the comments are in the way, tell us how to get those comments off the screen. I know how to do it on Facebook. I don't know here on YouTube. Okay, so we're going to get a decent dollop. Not a ton. Definitely not as much as we have here with the moss. I want to get it very, very dark, but I want it to have the green tint to it already. Okay, so we're going to blend that together just to give it, there we go. So we can go with just the moss as the base green and then make it lighter and darker. So that is, it's looking very gray, but it definitely has the green tone to it. So there's our dark that will be at the bottom. Let me go ahead and get the moss color ready for the midsection, and then I'm just going to blend my plaster color with the moss here on the board, because that's the color I'm going to go with at the very tippy top. It will be above where we stencil, so the words are going to show, okay? In fact, you can move these 8.5 by 11 stencils down further on the tag and leave room for a bow at the top if you want. I think I am just going to use a decorative ribbon as the hanger and not put a bow up there. So I'm going to move it up a little bit. So my white color is probably going to come in right here at the very top where the sides angle down. So I'm going to pay attention to that. And then we'll stencil either in a creamy color called Almond Latte or a brilliant white. I haven't decided. Probably the Almond Latte because it is a little bit closer to the plaster color. We are going to see. Let me see if I've missed any comments. Oh, these are awful looking. Hang on a second. There we go. Okay, I want to see. You hadn't figured out how to remove the comments? Okay. Should be 3 dots in the upper right-hand side, Becca. Becca says, I don't even know on what it looks like for you guys. On YouTube, on Facebook, I can find it. On YouTube, I can't. I see 3 dots at the bottom of my screen. I don't know if that will work. Patricia's avoiding the rose-covered cottage site. I hope you did. You took advantage of the 15% off sale that she just had, didn't you? Machine Gun Kelly, is that your name? Not so sure. I think. Hang on a second. Don't think that's necessary. And I see Christina. I see Aiden. Hello. I mean, I saw Christina. I saw the comment from Judy to say hello to Christina. Sorry, that threw me off for a second. Looking, looking, looking. You love it, but your wallet says, whoa, I know, I get it, I get it. It'll be a toggle in the 3 dots. Perfect. Let me know if that works for you guys. Okay, so let's move the stencil out of the way. Let's start. I'm going to loosen these lids up because I will want to work with my paint while it's wet so we can get some good blending going on. And I think I'm going to go ahead and use paint brushes for this so that so I can get a nice solid coat. A lot of times when I use the sponge daubers, I'm getting a very thin coat so that I can layer a second coat over it and they both dry really quickly. But I'm not going to do 2 coats when I'm doing an ombre. I want to do it in one. So let's make sure we have all the paint brushes we need for the different colors. And we're going to get this bottom section painted. So this is almost going to look like an ombre right here on the board. Now I'm not at the edges yet, okay? I am starting in the middle and I'm going to work toward my edges with less paint. So the majority of the paint went into the middle and now I'm going to blend it off to the outside edges so that I'm not painting the edges, right? So we're just going to softly blend that down toward this bottom edge, and I did it toward the outside. Okay, I don't need a whole lot of this to be dark, and it's okay that it's not a straight line. Okay, we're just getting those edges. And I'm making sure to be really light with my brush strokes so that I don't thin down my color too much. Okay. I might have to come back and touch it up, so I'm going to let this sit here for another minute until we get this one on. We're going to do our moss color next. And I am going to start up above the, I'm not blending into it yet. I'm definitely up above. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get my color off to the edges. Now this moss seems to want to go on a little bit thinner, so let me make sure I get it evenly across. And while all of this paint is wet, we're going to go ahead and come down and blend with this one down here. Okay, so I wanted to get this area done and then we're going to come and blend down. And I'm going to go back and forth just a little bit. Get these outside edges. I want a little more of the dark color right in here. So I took that paintbrush and now we can blend. Then we get a larger area of the blended color. Make sure you're going over those edges. There we go. Okay, now I need a nice smooth brush stroke going across so I don't have like stop and start marks. There, that's pretty. It's a little heavy here in the dark. I'm trying not to overwork it. Once I get the color the way I like it, I think I need a little bit more of the dark in here. Whoop. Careful if I get it on the table. Blend that in and then come back with my long brush strokes. There we go. Now, it's starting to dry. So, I want to get this done and stop using the brush strokes down here, okay? Because it's going to start gumming up and getting blotchy. So let's get another paintbrush and we're going to continue taking our moss all the way up. I am going to go ahead and put a little bit of the plaster color in to get it to start getting lighter. Make sure this is nice and smooth in here. Okay, so let's just get a small paintbrush to put in a few dots of the plaster color. Okay, right in here. You can do a brush stroke if you want to, whatever you like. So I used a small one just because we're going to be blending with it. And I'm going to get a good amount of my paint so that we can just continue to go on up the board. Okay, so these are going to blend together in this area. It's just starting to get lighter. Okay, I'm going to keep going. We're going to put more plaster, a bigger dollop, right in this area. We'll get to that here in a second. I need to make sure this area here blends well. So I don't have, so when I'm going back and forth, I'm not going all the way to the edges. This is kind of just blending our colors, and then I come back and go across my edges. And I know I'm missing some comments. I'll stop here as soon as we get this painted and check for questions. Blend this down a little bit. Okay, now I need to dollop some more paint on. You don't have to use a paintbrush. I just have a bunch of these here on the side so I can get, whoops, a dollop of my moss out here, because if I put this back in my moss, it is going to mix what little bit of plaster paint I have into moss, okay? So let's get these blended together quite a bit. Okay, this whole area, let's blend. I'm not going to come downward yet. We're just going to blend our color so it's not too streaky and blotchy, okay? Let's get all of this. There we go. And I think I have more than enough of the plaster color to blend in up above. Let's get this. Got a lot of plaster here, so I'm just kind of, there we go. I mean, I said I have enough for up above. I have enough for this area. Let's say that. And then I'm going to add some more for up above. So we're going to come down a little bit, blend into this color some more. Okay. There we go. Going across to the outside edges. And then I'm going to bring in some more plaster, a lot more, up at the top. Oh, I don't need that much. There's not that much area to paint. Whoop. Okay. And I think I have enough of my color, trying not to touch it down here, on my paintbrush. Let's go ahead and bring it on up to getting the very tippy top, almost the pure plaster color. It's still blended, but that's going to be the lightest. Okay, now I have a lot of this paint, this color on my paintbrush. Oop, and I don't want to bring too much of it down here. So let's get a paper towel and get a lot of this off. Okay, and then we can blend right in here and not bring that light color down too far. Remember, we needed just to have it mostly above the cut-in area. So we're just gonna blend this area together, bring it down a little bit more, and then I think that'll do it. Now, if you play with color like this and do an ombre and you're not happy with it, paint over it. Paint over it with a neutral color, spray paint it with a primer if you need to, if you've got a lot of dark going on, and do it again. Play with it. Play with it on a really cheap, like Dollar Tree canvas. See, I have some blotchiness in here. I'm just going to go with it. Some of it is because it's drying faster than others. There's a little bit of a blob there. That's okay. But I'm going to go with this as it is. We're going to let it dry. Let's get all of our paintbrushes in the water. I even got a paintbrush out I didn't use here. When I try to blend it, sometimes it starts running together just a small line. I'm not sure what you mean when you say running together and then a line. I'm not, but just keep going over it, and if you need to add a paint color that you're needing more of, just a tiny bit, a dot or two with another paintbrush, and blend that in. But always keep working it while it's wet. Once it starts drying, you kind of have to stop. So you can work in small sections. Like I could have stopped halfway with that moss and blended this and let it dry, and then come in and done the top half if I wanted to. That would have helped a little bit on like timing. I'm going to get this little tray wet so that hopefully I can wash it out when we're done. Let's get that set there. I have things on my table I don't need right here. We need to get it dry though. That's what I need next. So I'm going to get my little heat gun. Doesn't have to be a straight line. No. No, I don't work with straight lines hardly at all. It's just too stressful for me. I like to make it more organic, more of a blend. Now I have seen, I don't know if you guys watch many of those like quick little reels and videos here on YouTube or over, like I do on Facebook a lot. I watch them on Facebook a lot. Where artists, definitely they're artists because they know what they're doing. I'm not. I'm a crafter, okay? And I use stencils because this is about as far as I could get with painting. But they take it where they like do a line of the different colors that they're ombreing together, and then they just blend. I haven't tried that. Have you? If you've tried that, I want to see how you've done it, if I can, a picture of it or something. I need to try it. That's one thing that I would have to practice before I did that for you guys at all. So thank you for being here and chatting. Now, one thing I do need to tell you is after this video is done, I'll have a short window to be able to answer your questions. And then, unfortunately, your comments and mine also disappear. So if you don't get to see my answer, come back and put the question in the comments again. And then it stays and I will be able to answer it. I don't know. I have to talk to my friend Cindy. I don't know how to make sure these comments stay with the video. I don't think I can. So really it's just us here chatting live, and then if I don't get to answer your question, you'll have to probably come back after it's fully posted and put it back in the comments again, or you can message me. Over on Facebook I do Messenger, and I have an email which is createdinawe@gmail.com if you need to email me. Okay, I'm seeing some of my stop and start marks. I couldn't see them while it was wet, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad. It almost looks like, let me think, it's almost like a green haze. Like out, I think of like the ocean, northern Atlantic Ocean, Ireland area, New York area, something like that, where you get that a fog, and it might be a little bit green. It kind of looks like a fog to me. It's really cool. I love green. Green is a color I use in my home a lot. This moss green is like one of my favorites. So you'll see me use it a lot. Okay, there's still a few wet areas, and it has to be 100% dry before I can stencil my design on top of it. You see those reels? Do you see them where they do the lines painting across? Judy? See, there's a few areas that look really light mixed in here, but it's because they're not dry yet. I've got to make sure they get dry. And I'm going to sip some coffee if you have your morning coffee. Cheers. I drink mine all morning long. I'm hoping that my design covers up some of these blotchy, spots. If this was my complete look, I wouldn't be super thrilled with it because of these little spots I'll show you. But I think that will cover it up. And I have decided I am going to use the almond latte color because it is such a nice complement to all of these tones. You can use white. We have brilliant white, and that would stand out. But I like the softness of the almond latte. Oh, thank you, Patricia. This is another one of our designs. I did it in copper, so it has, like, you can see the sheen after it dries and everything. It's so pretty. It's I think it's called Autumn Skies, and I think it's a 12-inch square. Not 100% sure. But I just did it in our glittering copper ink. One color, super easy. Okay, that is almost dry. I bet the top isn't quite dry. Let me work on that for a second. I have more shirts that we're going to be doing. I'm kind of addicted to them right now. Where it feels a little bit cool after I have taken the dryer off of it, I'm afraid it might still be wet, so that's why I'm going back over it. How was your Labor Day weekend? Was it fun? I hope it was relaxing. Ours, we had some nice rain. I mean, unfortunately for anybody who was out at the lake, but we needed it. So we had some nice rain come through. Okay, there's a little bit of a blob there. Okay, pretty smooth. I might have a little bit of texture going on here in this area because it started to dry, but I'm afraid to sand it. I don't want to take the color down to the white because it's only one layer. So I'm not going to sand it. Oh, that was wet right there. I think I got it off the edge. Hang on, let's get a wipe on my edges because I think they're a little bit wet. Let me get, you can use a wet wipe or a even a wet paper towel to do this, but more than likely I will need this to help me clean up. So I'm going to go ahead and use just, this is a disinfecting wipe, because I can also use disinfecting wipes to clean my stencils. That's typically the only thing I keep here in my craft room so that I don't mix up the type of wipe and use the wrong one on my stencil to clean it. But if this has paint on it, then I'm only going to use it for this. Okay, let me start. I don't see anything on the bottom, but I am going to go over it. Just swipe my edges to get extra paint. There really isn't any. There really isn't any. That's cool. Whoop. There we go. Nope. So maybe it's on the table. But we checked it. We got all that cleaned up. That's pretty much dry. That's all it was. It's right here on the table. You're ready to do long sleeve shirts. Oh, Patricia, I know. I think I got a couple. Walmart has some inexpensive long sleeve t-shirts out. If you like Walmart shirts. Okay. I'm going to take a quick check. I don't know if I'm going to use that ribbon now. All right, so this is dry, but we need to fuzz our stencil. The Magnolia stencils, if you haven't used them before, they are made out of 2 layers. The green is a sticky vinyl, so it's sticky on the back, and then over the top, you can't see it, but there's like a clear mesh layer. And what that does is it holds all of the designs in place, and where you have areas that are like an outline, you don't have to do like what you would do with traditional vinyl stencils and have to weed those out, and then your stencil is like a one-time use, right? You just place it down, you weed out what you don't want, you stencil it, and then when you pick it up, it's trash. That doesn't happen with these. What happens is that mesh layer holds all those details in place, and you can wash it and reuse it. So I'm going to hold on to my backer sheet. I'm going to put this, it's really, really sticky. Too sticky to put straight on my freshly painted surface. So I'm going to lay it on. This is a well-washed towel. I would recommend at home you could do a tea towel, or you could do like a t-shirt that you might have in your craft room as a spare or as a cleaning, you know, those t-shirts you use for cleaning. Put an X on the back of my backer sheet so that once I do clean my stencil, I remember to put it on this shiny side. Sometimes that's hard for me to see in that bathroom. But an old towel that has been well washed, or you can get one of these from Magnolia. It's called our tacky towel. It's double-sided. The green side is for adding fuzz to your stencils, so that, and I'm doing this so that it doesn't stick so hard it pulls my paint up. The gray side is to help you dry your stencil without adding a lot of fuzz to it. So dual purpose there. You know how I like dual purpose. Okay, let's pull it carefully off of the towel. We've added a little bit of fuzz with that layer. We're going to do this several times. Partly because my towel, it's not even brand new from the company anymore. I've washed it a few times. And of course, as you wash your towels, the fuzz lightens up. There's not as much extra fuzz in these fibers. A brand new towel, probably 1, maybe 2 applications against it would put enough fuzz on my stencil. But this one that I've washed several times, I'm going to put this down, I'd say 5 times, 5 or 6, because I want to protect that paint finish. And every time you place it down, you're picking up just a little more fuzz. Keep going. You use t-shirts to dry your glasses after washing them. That is good to know. I never thought about that. I always, even glasses that come out of my washing machine, I don't put glasses in my washing machine. I put them in my dishwasher. But even when they come out, they are wet and they'll get little drip marks. So I never thought about washing them with or drying them with a t-shirt. Is that better than a tea towel, or would you say they're kind of the same thing? Okay, one more time. One more time. Let's flip this around and use a different part of the towel. It's not a big deal. Just make sure that you don't have like extra lint on it. Otherwise that gets stuck to your stencil. You can roll over this. I have one right here. No, I don't. It's empty. You can use a lint roller on your towel to clean it off if you get extra lint on there. Extra fuzzies. I get pieces of jute string, all kinds of things. All right, we're ready to put this on our surface. And as long as I have fuzzed it enough, I can lay it down and then reposition it as I need to. I think I'm going to go ahead and bring it down a little bit. I really love this color down here. Whew, I love how that's come out, the black mixed with the moss. Go ahead and bring it down. And I can just use my stencil edges to make sure I'm centered up and straight. And then I'm going to start to smooth it out from the center to the outside edge. That pushes any air bubbles and wrinkles out so it's all flat. And now I'm going to go in and just make sure all of the vinyl that is right around these open mesh areas is stuck down to the surface, that I don't have any air pockets in there that I've missed. Okay, and we're just going to do the whole thing in the almond latte. Let's give it a stir. Make sure it's mixed up and not too dry. Sometimes it appears a little bit thick, but when you mix it up, it's not. If it does get thick, you want it to, see, this is good. You want it to be like sour cream. This is actually a little bit thicker than sour cream, but the more I stir it, the looser it gets. So we don't need a whole lot. This is more than enough. I'm gonna have to order one though. That's a pretty good consistency. I could add a little distilled water to thin it down a little more if I wanted to, but I'm gonna go with it. And I am grabbing I want this one. I've got a large squeegee here. This is called our cut apart squeegee. Typically you'll see me use one of these. This is dirty, but it's a mini size, so it's half the size. It just takes more application strokes to get your paste across the entire stencil with a mini squeegee. When you're doing a large one with all one color, I like the cut apart squeegee, or I like to use, even on huge designs, over here, I have one called, it's a large handled squeegee, and it works super fast on these. But when you have like a 12 by 18 or larger stencil and you want it all one color, that handled squeegee is handy. So this doesn't fit very well down into the jar. It's a snug fit and it gets on my fingers. So I'm going to use my stir stick to give me a nice dollop. That went right to the edge of paste. So we're going to try to grab this. I got a little on the surface. That's okay. I should be able to clean that off. Okay, so I'm going to gently start gliding over the design. If I don't have enough, I'm just going to grab some from down here, glide across. Not too much pressure. Just dragging it. Make sure you get all the outside edges. Okay. And I need a little bit more to get this area down here. Glide across to make sure it's all covered with a fairly thick, you don't want it super thick, a layer, a full layer. Okay, so that's completely covered. You can see some areas are thicker than others. So now I'm going to come across it with a little more pressure to clean off the excess. You can see it's on the edge of that, and I put it right back in the jar. So I'm going to do that all the way down the design, and I'm not done yet because this is thick in here still, and here and here. And sometimes I get little lines that are like in between where I have applied, oh, I missed a spot, hang on, where I have applied the paste and smoothed it. So I'm going to go downward in a very gentle motion to smooth off those strokes. There we go. Put that back in. Okay, so now we can start to pull it up so you can really see the design coming through now. There's still a few thick areas, not too bad. So I'm going to come across the top, or you could come across the side and loosen it up and start to peel it back. And if you see anything you missed, I see one little spot right there. You can grab your squeegee and go back over it. Oh, that's actually a break in the stencil. Never mind. I didn't miss that spot. Oop, it's stuck down. I don't see anything I've missed. This looks great. Okay, now ideally, I would run into the bathroom and wash this at the sink or your kitchen sink. If you have one of those really large farm sinks, that would be handy. And you'll just put this under the water, get it all wet, and then you'll go over it with your hand, or you can use our stencil cleaner, this little nubby little sponge, to clean off all the paste on the front. Then you flip it over to the back side, and you'll use your hand to get any paste that might be stuck on the back. And just go back and forth between the front and the back if you need to until it's all clean. Then you're going to lay it upside down with the sticky side up, either on the towel that you use to fuzz it or on a drying mat, something like that. Hang on a second, guys. Let me get my lid on here so that it doesn't dry out. Let's get that over here. That can be washed. Everything is washable that you use the paste on because it is water soluble. Okay, and we'll show you a couple of spots I need to fix, but isn't that pretty? Isn't that so pretty? You can see all the detail. Oh, I love it. I love the ombre behind it. Okay, so I've got a spot right here, and I have a spot over here on this edge. If you can see it. It just is light. It could blend in with the ombre, but it looks a little bit too light. So I'm just going to come in here with my wet wipe and very softly swipe it off because it is water soluble chalk paste. I can get it off just like that. Oh, it's so pretty. Let it dry. Once it is dry, you will spray this with a clear sealer because again, it's water soluble. If any water gets on this, it will possibly dissolve it and make it come off. Sometimes if it gets scratched heavily, the paste can come off as well. So a couple of light coats of your clear sealer, whatever finish you like, will seal it down and it's permanent. Okay, so that's it. I am going to add a ribbon to the top. Let me see, what do I want to do? I like this color, but there's a whole lot of this color going on. So I changed my mind. I think I'm going to go with, if I can find it, where is it? I have a burlap ribbon. Ooh, where'd it go? Where'd it go? I had it out. It's probably down here buried. Hang on. Let me see if I've got my burlap ribbon somewhere. It's a brown burlap, and it has wire on it. You don't really need wire if you're just going to use it as a hanger. I can't find it. So I'll have to add that later. I need to clean this area up. Once I clean it up, I'll find it. Maybe it's in here. Maybe. With my scraps, because I only had a little bit of it left, and now I can't. Nope, it's not in there. Oh, darn. Okay, I'll find it. It's just about a 2-inch wide ribbon that I will like this one. But it's a burlap color, and that's all I'm going to do is use it as a hanger. I don't know. What do you think? Is this area too plain? Does it need a bow? Does it need something? What do you think? Let me look at the comments, see if you guys have any suggestions. Oh, well, Judy, we are almost done, so yeah, you can go charge your phone. You don't have the matte finish at your Walmart? You might have to, you can order it on Amazon. It's a little more expensive on Amazon. Or you can order it on Walmart too. And I sometimes can get free shipping from Walmart. Catching late. Well, I'm glad you could come in for a little bit, Debbie. I hope you can go back and watch it again after I get it posted for replay. What do you think? Do you think we should do another brand? Oh, there's something on my screen and it tended to make it yellow. Oh, okay. Maybe a messy bow, you think? I'm not sure. I'll play with it. I have several different green tone ribbons we could do. If I do too much bow, it'll hang down over the design. So I'll play with it and I'll post a picture of it. I will get this done pretty quick and I'll make it the cover picture for this video, and I'm also going to post it over on Facebook so you guys can see it there. And I'll put the link to my Facebook page down in the description of the video, along with a little more detail of the supplies. So that's it though. I'm just going to spray seal it, put a bow on it, and then you can hang it on your door, hang it in your home. I like to add it into the middle of a wreath, like put, you know, some real pretty designs of different things on the wreath and then hang this in the middle of it. That's what I like to do. Small messy bow. Okay. Thank you. Hello, Debbie. You guys have a great day. Thank you for coming by over here on YouTube. I appreciate you. I will be posting another video of premiere later in the week. And I will try to put something in the community section so that it gives you a heads up as to when that's going to be. And I will see you soon. Have a great day. Bye.